যখন যেন অ্যানাউন্স করতে খুববার পরে হ্যাঁ মাঝে না পড়লে আতিফরা হয়ে যায়
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله مرحبا استعدت ناصرة القلب محمد الأسئلة فضيلة وبعث وقال محمد الذي وعدناك لا تخلف الميعاد. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وحده في ذاته ووحده في أسمائه ووحده في صفاته وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خيرة خلقه وحبيبه بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الله به الغمة وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا كل هالك. فصلوات ربي وتسليماته عليك سيدي أبا القاسم يا رسول الله صلاة وسلاما دائمين متلازمين إلى أن يرث الله الأرض ومن عليها والله خير الوارثين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة في الدين بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار وما قل وكفى خير مما كثر وألهى وإنما توعدون لآت وما أنتم بمعجزين. ثم أما بعد, dear brothers and sisters, Ibn Abbas narrates that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس, take advantage of 5 before 5. And I know many of us maybe know the hadith. قال شبابك قبل هرمك, your young age, your youth, before you get old. وصحتك قبل مرضك, being healthy before you get sick. وغناك قبل فقرك, being rich before you get in broke or you being poor. وفراغك قبل شغلك, having a lot of time, free time, before you get busy. وَحَيَاتُكَ قَبْلَ مَوْتُكَ, your life before you die, before your death. And Allah, as Ibn Abu Salama narrate, he said, سألت جابر ibn Abdullah, I asked Jabir ibn Abdullah, one of the first ayah. We all know that Iqra, one of the ayat is revealed. But there are many other narrations that says the beginning of Surah Al-Muddassir and the beginning of Surah Al-Muzammil, this is the first ayat being revealed. The Prophet sallallahu as Ibn Abu Salama narrated, he said, سألت جابر ibn Abdullah, what the first ayat being revealed. Abu Salama and Jabir ibn Abdullah, the early believer during the Makki time. And Jabir ibn Abdullah, one of the earliest Sahaba, they accepted the Islam. He says that Allah, after the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw Jibreel for the first time, he gets scared and he went back to Khadija and asked her, Zammiluni, Zammiluni, Dassiruni, Dassiruni. You know that, cover me, wrap me up. And this is the meaning of the first two ayah on the Surah Al-Muzammil and Surah Al-Muddassir. Muddathir on the Arabic, the one he covers with his clothes. Muzammil, the one he exaggerate being covering. He wrap himself. That's why, you know what Allah told him? Ya ayyuhal muddathir. He calls who? The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The one, you covering yourself with your clothes, stand up. Qum fa'anzir. Stand up and warn your people. And the other ayah, Ya ayyuhal muzammil, the one he wrapped himself. قم فكبر, glorify your Lord. قم الليل إلا قليلا, stand up during the night and pray. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, brother and sister, when it comes to the ibadat, he used to hasten, rush to do the ibadat. As Sayyida Aisha narrates, قالت كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, the Prophet, he being with us, يداعبنا, he having fun with us, ونداعبه, we having fun with him. فإذا جاءه بلال فآذنه للصلاة, when Bilal come to him and told him, O Prophet, the prayer, قالت كأنه لا يعرفنا ولا نعرفه, as if he don't know us and we don't know him. Run. He ran to the prayer. And Uqbat ibn al-Harith, he narrate another hadith, he says, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he have a habit, after he finished the prayer, he sit and making the adhkar. And one day after the Asr time, he just rushed to his wife room. قال صلى بنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ثم أسرع إلى بعض حجر أزواجه. He rushed to one of his wife room. And the Sahaba, they wonder what's going on. فرسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, he pay attention that they being amazed, they being wonder what's going on. قال لعلكم تتساءلون, maybe you ask why I rush. قال تذكرت بعضا من تبر. Tibr, it's either gold or silver. Another narration on the Bukhari said, قال تذكرت بعضا من أموال الصدقة. I remember some of the gold or silver from the charity. فخشيت أن أحبسها إلى الصباح. I worry to keep it over the night. فأردت أن أوزعها. He asked to distribute that charity. He don't want to keep it over the night. Just imagine. And this one of the disease on the ummah now. Until you know, we have a group of the people who call it Al-Murji'ah. Al-Murji'ah, that's a group of the people. They said, if you believe, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter you do the ibadah or not. It doesn't matter you doing the worship or not. They said the belief, it doesn't change. And this against of the narration that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Al-Iman yazid wa yanqus. Your belief can be increased or decreased. Yazid bi-ta'a is increased with worship, with ibadat, and decreased with disobeying, with the sin. And why we're talking about that? Because subhanallah, Allah himself on the ayat, we have several ayat on the Quran, warn us from delaying, from not doing the thing on the right time, on the manner time. حتى إذا جاء أجلهم قال ربي أرجعون. When this came to them, oh Allah, return me. I want to go back. لعلي أعمل صالحا. I wish I will do good. And the scholars, when they explain this ayah, the believer, they regret for their time on the dunya. And disbeliever, they regret for their time on the dunya. You know why? The believer, they regret, didn't take advantage for every moment they waste. They didn't worship Allah. They didn't make ibadah. They didn't make zikr. Why? They see a lot of reward for being on ibadah, on worship, reading Quran, praying sunnah, making da'wah, making hajj, making umrah. Even the believer regret. Yes, the believer will regret. We're wasting a lot of time. We does. All of us does. How many time you waste on your phone? How many ayat you can read at this time? How many rak'ah you can read at this time? How many da'wah, how many brother and sister you can help them during the time you was on the phone? And the disbeliever, they will regret being on the hellfire. They wish they can go back. وَيَوْمَ يَعَضُّ الظَّالِمُ عَلَى يَدَيْهِ. The wrongdoer, they will bite on their finger. يقول يا ليتني اتخذت مع الرسول سبيلا. I wish I follow the messenger way. So we are the human being. Here we're wasting a lot of time, and we're being in question about that. And this one of the quality the Sahaba, they being aware of. They was very smart, not wasting the time. Even the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, you see how they moving from da'wah to da'wah during and subhanallah, how amazed is. Ta'if trip failed, he's not stopping, giving da'wah. People going to Hajj, but it doesn't work, sending Mus'ab to Medina. He didn't ever desperate. He didn't ever, oh, I failed on that, he's gonna stop. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you have many reasons, if we're talking about the dunya, to quit. Being tortured. People neglect him. Losing his tribe. Most of his tribe just ignore his da'wah. But it's not. And this even lesson for us for our dunya. If you're failing on business, many people, when he do a business one time, he failed. Oh, I'm not doing it anymore. No. You have to keep trying. Don't delay. The students on the high school, everyone here regret for a moment on his life. I wish I would work hard during the high school or university. I wish I work hard while I'm young. Why? Because he was delaying. Wallah, I was telling my students just this week, we have MSTEB test. And some of them, Mister, can you help me explain this question? We had a few months preparing you for those tests. Why didn't you take advantage of that? How many times we remind you, don't mess around. Don't miss your homework. Don't miss your class. Just today, okay, just a lesson for you too early. You are on middle school, just take this as a lesson. So when you get prepared for the next lesson. And this, our life, brother and sister. How many brother and sister you buried them? You still busy about fixing their business, if they have a family. Everyone, he have a long hope. Me, you, everyone have delayed business. It's a disease. That's why they said, don't delay the work of the day until tomorrow. Why? Tomorrow is going to be doubled. Just imagine, wallah, it's happened to me. And I have this discussion with one of the ulama. He said, if I miss my word, it's about 5 juz, I make it next day. It doesn't matter. I can't make it 2 days, 3 days. Because it's going to be, I'm going to have 15 juz. That's what it is. Doing the thing on the right time, the specific time, helping you develop this discipline, self-discipline. Don't delay it. Why? Because tomorrow you're going to have double work. Delaying paying your debt is going to be increased. And that's why you see on the internet bill, electric bill, the bill, when you delay a month, you add like $10 fees. You pay extra. Even for dunya. The same thing. You're delaying your ibadah till you miss the dhuhr today. It still be count against you. Those days either count in your right hand or left hand. You didn't pray the fajr, you missed the fajr, it's being counted against you. You didn't pray the dhuhr on time, it's being counted against you. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he advised Ali, Ya Ali, قال أربعا لا تؤخرهن. And one of them, قال الصلاة, the prayer, don't ever delay it. والجنازة, when the people die, just bury them right away. And the aim, the girl, when she reaches the age of marriage, marry her. So just he even advised his companion how smart they are. Don't delay the prayer. It's going to be your habit. Your kids going to school late? No, it's no problem. Wallahi, I had a conversation like a few weeks ago with one of the parents. Her kids, the beginning of the year, come tardy. I told her, sister, what's going on? She said, oh, every day. I thought, no, it's not every day. It's in you. 6:30, wake them up. Doesn't matter. They're going to sleep early. It's brother and sister. And this, I always say several times, say that Islam is not only a religion. It's lifestyle. It's way of life. Don't assume we're repeating hundreds of ayat, ahadith, just, oh, mashallah, the ayat. No, it's way of life. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, prayer on time. Fasting. Hajj. That's why the scholar, they said, it's not a hadith, but it's a beautiful sentence. It's called al-hajj shabab. You want to perform hajj or umrah, do it while you are young. Not when you are on the wheelchair. You are not going to enjoy it. You are not going to feel it. Experience walking on the Arafat, walking around the black stone, walking on the Safa, different. You being on the wheelchair, it's different. Stand up at the night, reading the Quran, praying tahajjud, is different. While you're standing, your feet's not hurting. When you are old, you can stand for 5 minutes. And no offense for our elder. When you excuse, you have to sit on the chair. That's from Allah. We are not talking about that. We're talking about the youth. Take advantage of that. Learning the knowledge. I'm giving you myself. Like 10 years ago, I learned 4 qira'at. Then I said, okay, I will marry. Then I will finish the 7 qira'at. Wallahi, I didn't move even a penny. I just still reversing. I used to have 2 ijazah. I was assuming on 1 year, 2 years, I will finish the finish. I didn't do it. I didn't make it. Yes, I missed this chance. Because I used to can stand 4 hours a day reviewing Shatibiyya, reviewing ayat. Now I can't do that. That's why they said, Shababuka qabla hiramuk. When you are young, have this power, have this mentality, have this time. You can stay for 10 hours of study. But you can't, people over 40, 50, they can't do that now. So, subhanallah, Allah, He give us like steps. One of them, the salah. Why Allah says, Inna salata kanat ala al-mu'minina kitaban mawquta. Teach us, pray on time. This part of the discipline. Part of discipline. Rasulullah said, قال ولا يزال أقوام يتأخرون في الصفوف حتى يؤخرهم الله. Do you know what that means? People didn't come to the first row on the prayer until Allah kicked them back. Not only for the prayer, for everything in your life. You didn't establish the prayer on time, wallahi, you're gonna feel, you see your life upside down. Myself, I feel it. When I pray on time, I see everything smooth. I finish the things. And I'm sure every one of us have post-spent project, study, business, trip. And you never know. You wake up in the morning, maybe it's your day, your janazah. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, as Ibn Umar narrated this hadith, he said, قال بادر, وأبو هريرة also narrated, قال بادروا بالأعمال فتنا كقطع الليل المظلم. Myself, I say many years to try to understand the meaning, because بادروا بالأعمال, what's the relation between فتن كقطع الليل المظلم? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, pursue, rush بالأعمال, the good deed. Then he say, فتن كقطع الليل المظلم, tribulation, trial, like piece of darkness at the night. It's not related, even in Arabic, it's not related. But he tells you, take advantage of the time, because it might be you will go through trial and tribulation stopping you from doing this. فِتَنًا كَقِطَعُ اللَّيْلِ الْمُظْلِمِ, tribulation, where we are now. يُصْبِحُ الرَّجُلُ مُؤْمِنًا, the person in the morning, he's a believer. وَيُمْسِي كَافِرًا, at the night he become disbeliever. أو يُمْسِي مُؤْمِنًا, at the night he's a believer. At the night he's all this one hadith. At the night he's a believer. وَيُصْبِحُ كَافِرًا, at the morning he become disbeliever. يَبِيعُ دِينَهُ بِعَرَضٍ مِّنَ الدُّنْيَا, he sell all his face, his deen, just for the worldly goods. It's happened now. We find shuyukh change the meaning of the ayat just to please maybe the president or the governor or whoever or the king or the prince or whoever. We're seeing now scholars said, oh, those people on Gaza making this war, they destroy the brother. They change the meaning of the ayat. Yabi'u dina. He sell all his face for a little bit of this dunya, just to get a title. He's a minister, he's sheikh, being on the show on the TV, getting any status, getting money. Yabi'u dina. He sell all his face. Bi'arad min, a little bit, title, position. And look wise now. Subhanallah, the car you drive, it might be used car someone he was driving like a few weeks ago. The house where you live, it might be belong to someone he just passed a few months ago or a few years ago. It's heaven, brothers. The job you're doing, the place where you are. Might be somebody was sitting here yesterday. He's not here. Those, subhanallah, that's why they said, Man arada wa'izan fal mawtu yakfih. You need a reminder? You need advice? This reminds you. It might be I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Either me. So that's why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah says, وَسَارِعُوا. Many ayat on the Quran saying, pleased with, rush, hasten, race. And say, don't delay. Don't postpone. Why? Because you don't know. You are not guaranteed you're going to be here tomorrow. Nobody guarantee that. Many brother and sister, they're having dream to, and we see that this now, 20s. We just have one of the brother, he lost his son last week, 14 years old. For sure he have a dreams, he have a project, he have things to do. But subhanallah, فَإِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهُمْ لَا يَسْتَأْخِرُونَ سَاعَةً وَلَا يَسْتَقْدِمُونَ. When your time come, not even an hour, not even a minute. Not even a minute. That's why Al-Hasan al-Basri, he have very beautiful statement. قال علمت أن رزقي لا يأخذه غيري. I know that's my risk, my privilege. Nobody gonna take it. وعلمت أن عملي لن يقوم به غيري فانشغلت به. I know that's the work I supposed to do. Nobody else gonna do it. So take care of my business. وعلمت أن الله يراني. I know that's Allah seeing me. فخشيت أن يراني على معصية. I'm worried that's Allah seeing me committing a sin. وعلمت أن الموت حق. This, no run from this. No running. فاستعددت للقاء ربي. I prepared myself to meet my Lord. And that's why when they asked the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, قال أتدرون من الكيس? Do you know who's the smartest? This is the one he have money. That's the understand of us. The one he can make money. The one he can get good degree. قال الكيس من دان نفسه وعمل بعد الموت. The دان نفسه is the one he working hard, not wasting the time, and work what's after the this. What's after the this? والعاجز, the disabled, the loser, the dumb, the stupid. All those words. من أتبع نفسه هواها, the one he follow his desire. وتمنى على الله الأماني, and he say Allah غفور رحيم. Allah is merciful. Allah, he will forgive me. Allah, he will give me that. No. The people regret for being on the dunya, giving them a chance, and subhanallah, Allah, he give us a chance, many chance. Umrah, Hajj is coming. Make tawbah. Return to Allah. Ramadan just passed. People dying around you. That's all reminder. This reminds us. This tells us take advantage of the time. Being on a safe place, you are able to worship Allah. Being healthy, you're able to worship Allah. Being wealthy. And this is a true story. One of the shaykh, he said, 3 brothers, they came to him. Their mom passed away. She left for everyone the inheritance about 65 million. And she left 3 million on her side. She said, son, I want you to build me a masjid. One of them, he said, we will do the mom will, the wasiyah. 2, they said, no. Why she didn't do it while she's alive? And she refused. Wallahi, this is a true story. Even she left for them, everyone 60 million. For one day. No, we are not. Why she didn't do it while she's alive? That's why, don't delay it. You want to do khair, you want to do good? That's why Allah was pleased with Zakaria. إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا يُسَارِعُونَ فِي الْخَيْرَاتِ. They used to be rush for the goodness, doing good. وَيَدْعُونَنَا رَغَبًا وَرَهَبًا. They call upon us with hope, with fear. You want to do something? Don't delay it. Don't assume your kids will care about you when you get the inheritance. Brother, sister, I can repeat you several stories about that. I saw it even on my country. Kids argument about the inheritance, and their parents keep some sadaqah, they stop it. Why? Because why he didn't take it out while he's alive? Why he didn't do it? This is exactly what's happened to us. Do while you are able. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the beginning of this hadith, اغتنم, take advantage. You are rich, give sadaqah now. Give donation now. Don't assume your kids are going to build you a continuous charity unless you do it. Even the scholar, one of the explanation for the hadith, that is a مات ابن عام قطع عمله من ثلاث. When it comes to continuous charity, some of the scholars, they said he has to be established before he passed away. This continuous charity, he's supposed to do it, not his kids. The charity, he's the one who started, not his kids. So don't assume my kids, they're going to give charity on behalf of me. And that's why some brother and sister, I had a conversation with a brother that time. He said, I used to live on Saudi Arabia for 15 years. I didn't perform Hajj. I told him, why? He said, I was assuming I will go back. I have enough time. He didn't make it. Himself, he said, his dad told him, do it now. It might be you won't have a chance. Wallah, brother and sister, he won't make it until now. He's maybe 50 or something. Allah is giving you chances. And all those chances count against you. When it's come to the tarbiyah, brother and sister, we delaying straighten up our kids. And you don't know, maybe you are not here. That's why your kids are going to miss the time you are here to discipline them, to show them the right path. You never know. While I'm here, what I did for myself. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He give us, extend our life, He assuming that's a chance for us. Correcting yourself. As we said, don't be like Murji'ah, the people, they said, Allah, He will forgive us. Since we believe, we are on the right path. No. This belief can be gone like this. When you are not performing the ibadat. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, قال لا ينتهين أقوام عن ودعهن الجمعات أو لا يختمن الله عن أفواههم. Just not being coming to the prayer Friday 3 times. Allah can seal your heart. And whatever you does, Allah is not accepted. أو لا يختمن الله على قلوبهن ثم يكون من الغ. Allah will seal your heart. Your worship is not accepted. So now me being here alive, healthy, able to pray, take advantage of that. You have also, that's something we need to remind ourselves. You have bad relation with one of your relative, your parent, fix it now. Fix it now. You never know. Maybe you get a call or you wake up, your parents not here. Even with your spouse. You never know. Maybe you wake up in the morning, losing your wife, losing your husband. Why? That's mentality. I'm telling you, it's lead to all the corruption in our society. That's why when the man asked Rasulullah sallam, what is supposed to قال قل آمنت بالله ثم استقم. Say, I believe in Allah and straighten. You believe? Show this belief in your ibadat. Show the belief in your ibadat. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم من كل ذنب. الحمد لله الأول بلا بداية والآخر بلا نهاية والمتفضل علينا بالنعم والعطايا. Brother and sister, delaying on our life, procrastination in our life, it's kind of disease. And subhanallah, even the scholars, some of them, when you ask them question, what you regret, he said, wasting the time. wasting the time. And another hadith Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, لا تزول قدم عبد حتى يسأل عن أربعة. You're gonna be questioned about four things. And one of them, وعن شبابه فيما أفناه. Your use, what you spend it on. Are you making good deeds, learning knowledge, subhanallah, making da'wah, or you just wasting your time? It's very valuable asset, our time. And subhanallah, every minute you count it. When subhanallah, read on the biography of those scholars, we just have recently, it's not too far, like on 1970, 1980, one of the scholar in Egypt, he one of the muhaqqiqeen, his name Muhammad Fuad Abdel Baqi. He used to spend about 16 hours a day, this entire his life. He didn't get married, he don't have kids. And subhanallah, when I read on his biography, it's something blowing your mind. He buy 7 cans of food for the week. 7 cans. It's like 40 years, 50 years, not too far. He passed away recently. What he does, every day he eat can of the food and work 16 hours. That's why you hear Fath al-Bari ala Sahih al-Bukhari. One of the explanation for Sahih al-Bukhari. It's been written by him. Among other books, spend all his life just, and when they ask him, he said, I can't just get wasting my time preparing the food. 7 cans a week. Al-Izz ibn Abd Salam, and this also remind for us, don't say, oh, I'm old. No, Al-Izz ibn Abd Salam, they call him Sultan al-Ulama. He's the king of the scholar. He started his journey while he's 50 years old. 50 years old. He was very corrupted person before that, for 50 years. 50 years old, he started pursuing the knowledge. He became the king of the scholars for 30 years. Why? Because he took advantage. He said, I waste enough time. Al-Imam al-Kisai, one of the Qurra. Al-Kisai, one of the Qurra. They said he used to be a shepherd for the sheep. Until 40 years, he didn't learn nothing. He have no knowledge about the Quran or the language. And one day, one woman, she was sending her son to the Kutab, to Maktab, to learn the Quran. The boy, he don't want to go. So the mom looked to Al-Kisai, Ra'i, shepherd for the sheep. She told her son, you want to be like this man? He know nothing about the deen or the Quran, he just shepherd his sheep. He said, start learning the Quran and the language. Al-Kisai, he's the top on the Arabic, when it's come to the Arabic language and the Quran, he's the top. Even before Hafs, even before Nafi, he's the top. He started his journey after 40 years. Al-Kisai, when we're looking for evidence on the Arabic or the Quran, we say, Kisai said. One of the top level of the scholar in the Quran and the Qira'at. So, this lead us, I'm here, taking advantage of my time or wasting my time. Is my time going to be witness for me or against me? Because everything written, brother and sister. I'm now at the masjid praying, that's written for you. Leaving the masjid, wasting the time, is written against you. And wallahi, many of us and many of the Hufaz and the scholar, you ask him, myself, one of the things I regret when I was young, I didn't finish the Qira'at. I can't make it now. It's hard for me even to review because I waste some time. Even the people they having now maybe late on their age, and as the Prophet ﷺ, our age between 60 and 70. A few just cross 80 and 90. And you look to this time, how many hours you waste? You can benefit from knowledge, even for your dunya. And this habit, we need to say, developing this habit, delaying, is going to be your habit. وَلَا ذَالَ أَقْوَامٌ يَتَأَخَّرُونَ حَتَّى يُؤَخِّرُهُمُ اللَّهُ, being delaying until Allah kick them back. And subhanallah, the Sahaba, when any matters, when any question come to their mind, they run. They rush to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is their quality. They are not delaying. All of them, if the matter come to them, they go and ask the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that's why when the ayah revealed, they said, كنا إذا نزل عشر من الآيات. When Allah revealed 10 ayat, 10, only 10. قال فلم نجاوزها. They didn't move until they learn it and they apply it. They didn't say, oh, we can do. No. And that's why we receive those knowledge, because the Sahaba, they have this continuous, they have this discipline, they have this urgency. They know this work, they have to take care of that. And that's why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when one day he used to say the ahadith, some of the Sahaba used to write the hadith, some of them is not. But Ibn Amr ibn al-As, Ibn Umar, those young boys, they use everything the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, they write. And one day he asked the Prophet, أَنَكْتُبُ عَنْكَ؟ قَالَ نَعَمْ. Write down. Type it. Write the knowledge. That's why قَالَ وَاللَّهِ مَا يَنْطِقُ على everything I say, write it down. And that's why, brother and sister, just think about that. Why our life of a prophet, we know everything about him. How he used to eat, how he used to sleep, how he used to ride the camel, how he used to talk to everything. Why we have very clear explanation for his life? Because of the Sahaba. Just imagine if they are lazy like us. They write sometimes and they leave. Many of the ahadith, even the Quran, we would miss a lot of ayat. But on time, ayah revealed, written down. Ayah reveals, they apply it. Ayah reveals, they learn it. That's why we have clear narration for everything. That's why on the Islamic narration, Islamic authentication for the ahadith and the Quran, one of the highest authentication now. Not like Bible or Torah or any other books, because of the Sahaba, because of the scholars. They taken time, written, traveling, put the effort, not wasting even the minute. You can't, those scholars, the great scholar like Al-Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Hanifa, Shafi'i, why they became scholars? Because they understand their mission. We can't waste the time. We can't procrastinate. We can't say, oh, we'll do it tomorrow. No. They're looking for the hadith. They said some of them, they traveled 15, 20 years just to hear one hadith, to make sure this hadith is correct. Just imagine how many, mashallah, how many years we waste. Even the Quran, you see the Sheikh giving khatira or the Quran hakim, just, I'll do it later. And this later never come. And subhanallah, I'm going to conclude with that. The Sahaba, they follow the Prophet sallallahu alayhi steps. When Abu Bakr take over, when the munafiqun, the people turn over from the Islam, when they ask him, Abu Bakr, have mercy, he said, no. They can't change any of this deen while I'm alive. And he make his army ready. Just imagine if Abu Bakr was very flexible and like I said, maybe we can give them da'wah, we can be flexible with them and give them time. He didn't. Right away, he prepares the army and stop them. Sahaba, Umar the same way. Just imagine the Sahaba having their time traveling and spreading and convey this da'wah. How the Islam would be. Just imagine now if they have the mentality we have. Man, I can do it tomorrow. We have time. Wallahi, might be the Islam completely change. That's why Allah will describe them, مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ رِجَالٌ صَدَقُوا مَا عَاهَدُوا اللَّهَ عَلَيْهِ. Being truthful with their promises with Allah. Doesn't matter, losing their life, but they keep going. Losing their wealth, see, they keep going. Spending the time for the sake of Allah, will do. Losing our children, will do. This is the mentality of the right believer. Why? وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Hasten, rushing for this. Allah, He prepared a paradise white as the heaven and the earth for the righteous. Not murji'ah, not the people, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow might be never come. اللهم إنا نسألك التقى والهدى والعفاف والغنى ونعوذ بك من الزلازل والفتن والمحن اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين وأعلي بفضلك كلمتي الحق والدين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين في فلسطين. اللهم انصر إخواننا في غزة. اللهم عليك بمن ظلمهم وعليك بمن خذلهم. اللهم انصر إخواننا في كل مكان هم مستضعفون فيه يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصرهم في باكستان وفي كشمير. اللهم انصرهم في السودان وفي الصومال. اللهم انصرهم في الصين وفي بنغلاديش. اللهم انصرهم في كل مكان هم مستضعفين فيه يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا نسألك التقى والهدى والعفاف والغنى ونعوذ بك من الزلازل والفتن والمحن. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم إنا نسألك من خير ما سألك منه عبدك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ونستعيذك من شر ما استعاذك منه عبدك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم واشكروه يزدكم وأقم الصلاة. Just a few announcements before the Iqamah.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers. Thank you for the turning off your cell phone in the masjid. When you're leaving, do not turn left on white accidents, turn right only. Lunch is available next door, $10 per box. Summer school begins